Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello out there. Hi, everyone. All right. So hopefully everyone's weekend, or should I say week, is going good so far. Um, so we have Sin, are you in here?
Hey everyone. Hey. Welcome, welcome. We're here for Real Housewives of Potomac review.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm actually really excited about this episode compared to the last episode that I watched because that was my first episode, and actually this episode was a little interesting. So let's just start off with where we kind of left off with the last episode. We start off with where Giselle.
We can't start yet. We have to introduce our names.
Oh,
We have a new name for all of our supporters. If you didn't see our community tab, guys, so we have decided to name all of our supporters or call all of our supporters unicorns, guys. Let us know. Do you guys like
yes.
that?
So type in a chat unicorns. Yes, yes, yes. And Sin, can you tell them what the unicorns is all about?
So obviously, unicorns are majestic creatures, mythical creatures, and they are known for being like dream chasers. Anytime you see them in your dream, it means that you're having a special dream. It's unique. They're beautiful. They're unique in different ways. So I feel like we feel like when we talk to our supporters, we feel like our supporters are beautiful, unique, and we would like to our supporters to be individualistic, have their own thoughts, have their own mind. That's why we love to hear all of our supporters' inputs and things, how they look at things, situation, whenever we do reviews, whenever we um, have a certain topic that we talk about. We love to hear our supporters, their thoughts, their unique thoughts, and we just love it. We don't, we want our supporters to be individuals and not go with, what the mass is saying or is doing. So that's why, we want to call all of our supporters and our YouTube family unicorns. Yes, Chris. Yeah. Oh, ah. Well, but yeah, that's what we're going, guys. Are you little unicorns? Yes.
Yes, and we thought about you all when we actually came up with this name. Like Sin said, unicorns are very majestic, and I think it just kind of describes our supporters and subscribers. So yeah, unicorn it is. It is. Thank you so much, Sin, for giving a breakdown of that. All right, so let's get on to this review. Who watched the
Hey. Oh, hey Chanel. Hey everyone who's coming in the chat. Hey. And yes, Crit. Oh my gosh, you said it's girly. Well, we're gonna have to think about what are we gonna call our male supporters. But I was trying to make it unisex. We were trying to think of like, a name that's gonna be unisex. But yeah, we're gonna have to think of a one for our male supporters. So if you have any yeah, we're gonna have to think of one for our male supporters as well too. So
Yes. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Thank you so much. And while you're in it, please just give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. All right. And I know Sing just keeps cutting me off, but we're just going to get to this review. We're going to get to this review. I feel like we always come late when it comes to these reviews, but hopefully we have a set time where we could just, have maybe like on Monday or possibly after Sunday, like Sunday when the show finishes, we'll have like a particular time that we do these reviews. Okay, so let's just jump into where we left off with the last episode, which is episode one. So Giselle and Karen was kind of going back and forth what a hot box is, and it's just again just becomes an ongoing topic. Yes, there's Giselle right there, and her and Karen are going back and forth of what a hot box is, and also Giselle Karen calls Giselle, was it a broken whore from Hampton University? Right? That's what she called her? Correct. Um, so it's just I think at this point everyone is kind of confused on what, first of all, what a hot box is, and also why she was calling her a broken whore from Hampton University. Now, Sin, do you like, what did you think about that scene? And you guys could also say, also, chat in as well. What did you think about this particular scene when Giselle, because I feel like Giselle was like looking very confused. Like she didn't know what, like she was shocked, but a little bit confused on what a hot box is. I don't know, like, should she have
I
known? I
mean,
feel like she was trying to play it off. Do you feel like
yeah. So hot box, guys. What is a hot box? I feel like Karen was trying to imply that Giselle, was on fire. So that is what she is trying to.
But Giselle was playing it. I felt like she was just like, "Oh my god! Like, what are you talking about? Like, you are so like." It's like, why would you even say that? I feel like that's kind of like what she got from that. That's how I felt. What, like, that's what she was thinking. Like, what are you talking about? What is a hot box? But
Jizzy knows what a hot box is. Jizzy was just trying to play. And guys, if you guys don't know who Jizzy is Giselle. That's just a nickname that, a lot of Potomac has given Giselle is Jizzy. Jizzy knows what a hot box is. She knows.
but she was trying to play it off. So I like she was trying to look so confused. But the grand dame held her own, and she let her know.
Snap,
Uh,
snap. Touche.
okay, so um, and then she was also referring to her as a Sing Sing, and Sing Sing. I believe it was like notice some like something about prison. I believe like some idea of prison. I believe she was trying to connect that to like prison. Um, and I think it was like referring to like maybe a psychiatric institute, um, where yeah, like kind of like referring to Giselle and Jamal, like they're split, and I think that's what she was referring that Sing Sing to a psychiatric like to a prison. I feel like that's what she was kind of like putting two and two together. That's what I think. What do you think about that, Sen? Did you?
Oh, okay. So I guess shout out to everyone in the comments. Sing Sing, let me make sure I got it right. Because I was kind of confused. Honestly, guys, I was with Giselle. So let me make sure I'm gonna redo this. Sing Sing is Adele. Yeah, because I was confused. I was like, what is Sing Sing? And so Sing Sing is Adele. I'm like, now Karen. Now, Karen, the grand dame. Now, you know that Giselle has not been to no Sing Sing. So I was watching the after like an interview with Karen, and she explained to everybody what she meant by Sing Sing. Pretty much, she said that she was trying to get make it rhyme, like with the read, make it rhyme. So Giselle has not been to Sing Sing. Guys, Karen was I think she was just trying to say something to make it rhyme. So Giselle has not been to Sing Sing. I was like, yeah, that's what Karen was trying to do.
And I don't think that she was trying to make fun of like any like as far as like mental people with mental health or mental disability or anything. I think it was more because I feel like she knows better to actually do that, like go in that direction. I think she was just trying to, I guess, quote unquote, make it rhyme. But I don't think that would be her intention, is to make fun of or to make fun of anyone going into the mental. It's like anyone in that particular stage. Um. All right. So Sam, take us to the next scene. Oh, of course, this is also the scene where Wendy. Okay, we cannot forget Wendy butts in because we have the new lady, Mia Thornton. So in that mess, she was defending Giselle, and Wendy butts in and take it off from there.
Okay, guys, I was kind of confused about this scene. Okay, so I was like, Wendy is, she butts in and she tells Giselle, well, sorry, she tells Karen. Okay, no, okay, no. They're still at Wendy's dinner. So okay, so it looks like they're still at Wendy's dinner, and Wendy, okay, so they're still at Wendy's dinner, and obviously Giselle is. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm getting tongue twisted. They're still at Wendy's dinner, and Mia starts to defend Giselle and says, "Well, I think Giselle has a good heart." Right, so she's trying to get to know, spread the olive branch, trying to get to know Giselle. I mean, trying to get to know Giselle. And Wendy, of course, in her confessional, she is questioning Mia's loyalty towards Karen. She feels that Karen is the one who brought Mia into the group, the friend group. Why is she questioning? Why is she having Giselle's back and not Karen? What did you guys think of that so far? What did y'all think about that? Do you think that there is some kind of animosity when it comes to um Mia and Wendy? What are y'all thoughts on that? Because I know it's my thoughts on it. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on that because I feel like there's a narrative going on, especially the reviews and also on Twitter, Instagram, social media, about Wendy's confessional when it comes to Mia. And I don't know, I kind of have a little mixed feelings about it, but I want to hear y'all thoughts first. So do you guys think that, maybe Wendy may be a little jealous, intimidated by Mia, or do you guys think that she's just really having Karen's back right now?
I feel like there's definitely it's. I don't think she's having Karen's back. I think there's more to it than just her having Karen's back, right? There could possibly be a narrative out there because why you don't like for so this is Mia is a new to the group, right? So why would you out of all the conversations you want to butt into this one? And you don't really know Mia. You haven't. This is your possibly your first time possibly exchanging words with her. So why was it so amped that she had to go back? Like she had to go at Mia. So it's just it does it's for me. It's like I'm going back to all these narratives. Like everyone is saying that could she possibly be envious of Mia? Like that's just kind of like where I'm heading to. But I'm just kind of like okay, but why would she be envious of her? What could it possibly be? But then looking at that particular scene where she's defending Karen, right? It's like why is she defending Karen? I'm sorry, why was she defending? Um, why was she trying to butt into that conversation? So it
Yeah, I
doesn't
definitely.
really answer a lot though, but
Yeah, so I definitely feel that I was a little concerned. I was a little confused why Wendy was questioning Mia. But at first I saw, okay, Wendy's really having Karen's back at the moment. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with Mia wanting to get to know Giselle, wanted to give Robin and Giselle a fair chance. I didn't see anything too wrong with that because at the end of the day, like she doesn't really know the ladies and she doesn't want to base her opinion on, maybe their relationship with Karen. So I didn't really see anything wrong with Mia wanting to get to know um, wanted to get to know Jizzy, and Robin. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Oh, hey, everybody in the chat. Hi, John, Juanita. Hey, guys. Hey, Miss Gia, Yolanda. Hey, Darlene. Hey, everybody. So I didn't see anything too wrong with that. Now, do I think that there may be a little jealousy when it comes to Mia? I don't know. I don't see a reason for Dr. Wendy to be like, I don't think that she is jealous of Mia. I didn't see that. I just felt like just because Dr. Wendy came into the group, into Real Housewives of Potomac last season and didn't give Monique a chance, doesn't mean that Mia has to choose a side right away. Like Mia shouldn't have to choose a side. Because Dr. Wendy did choose a side last season, it didn't look good on her. It did not look good on her. She didn't give Monique a chance. She already sided with the green eyed bandits and Candace. So I don't see a problem for Mia to have to choose a side. I don't think she should be forced to choose a side.
Right. So it just seems like it's a side thing for Wendy. It's like she automatically wants her to choose. It's like wants her to automatically choose a side. Why can't Mia say what she wants to say without Dr. Wendy coming for her? So it's like, is there something more to it than does she feel like this is possibly someone she can go head to head with or toe to toe with? Because she knows she's new to the group, and like what, like she runs like several franchises, right? Like she's certified in her field of work, and she doesn't need to prove herself to like Wendy, like of all her degrees, quote unquote degrees, and also the penthouse that she also has, like that's also um also uh, the good side about what Mia brings to the table. So I feel like I feel like Wendy has something that she could possibly have against her. Sure. I mean, I feel like she has it all, right? So it could be possibly, is it jealousy? Is it something else? Or is it just that Wendy's just not here for the phony stuff? Or she feels like she's phony?
I think more so Wendy feels like Mia is phony. I think that's what it is. I feel like she's just feeling that, Mia at this point, she has no loyalty to nobody. How can she be friends with Giselle and be friends with um Karen? I do feel like Dr. Wendy does feel like Mia is phony. I also feel like Dr. Wendy's just looking for someone to prey on, and maybe she feels like when Mia's an easy target.
Yeah, and could it also be that she's a loyal friend, right? Like she wants to be she wants to already establish loyalty. Like, which side are you on? Are you either this side or are you on this side? Kind of like that sort of thing. Like she wants her to already choose a side.
Right, right. I think so too. I feel like that is what it is. It's either, let me go ahead and choose a side. You need to choose a side because that's what we are. Or it's just like, this is not high school. No one has to choose a side. If everyone just choose a side and had an alliance, the show would not be fun anymore. Um, but yeah, let's look at some of the comments. With all those degrees, Wendy have the least class by far. Wendy has 4 degrees, guys. 4 degrees. And I'm just saying the 4 degrees because she always mentions it. Okay, so Miss Julia said, I don't think that Wendy is jealous, but I do think she could have been approachable, approach me a little bit different about the Karen and Giselle thing. Yeah, I do. I agree. Um, she sure did jump the bandwagon when it came to Monique. She did. Okay, so Yolanda brought up a good point. Do you feel like Wendy is trying to haze Mia?
Um, I feel like maybe she could be working her up, right? She could possibly be trying to size her up, if that's a good term. A good time. Maybe she's just trying to see where Mia's at. I feel like she's trying to kind of maybe see maybe if Mia passes this stage of trying to defend, possibly have a good defensive mechanism to why she's defending or she's saying this about Giselle. Maybe I can know how to approach her or how to deal with her or just to kind of see will she what type of person she is or how she reacts to a situation. That's how I'm possibly looking at it.
Well, Mia's tagline is if you want to pop off with me, I'll be happy to get you adjusted.
Right. So I feel like she's definitely she's not of course she's not backing down. No, she's not. She gave it to her. She gave it to Wendy. I mean, she wasn't backing down for that. I mean, she said what she said, and that was it.
Right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next scene. Okay, so in the next scene, I feel like we are still at Wendy's party, guys. A lot of this scene happened at Wendy's party. So Wendy, of course, um checks Robin about Robin always butting in and defending Giselle. So Robin is always defending Jizzy. And Wendy tells Robin that if it is a one on one, I don't think this should be a gang up situation. So that is what Wendy tells Robin. And my thoughts on that, okay, then you have the Grand Dame begins to go in on Robin. And she asks Robin, hey Robin, when is your wedding? And Robin says that, they're not going to have a wedding until the pandemic is over. And the grand dame tells her, "Well, I'm still having my wedding and I am invited all of my loved ones. They're all going to be there and people who care about me." So the grand dame was very, very shady to Robin.
She was.
Thoughts on Wendy defending Karen when it comes to Robin?
Hmm. So, oh, can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was saying, what are your thoughts on Wendy defending Robin? Wendy
Oh,
defending
okay.
Karen when it comes to Robin?
It could it be possibly because I mean I'm just like me as far as their friendship. Were Wendy and Robin ever friends? Were they ever friends?
So Wendy defends Karen, and Robin in her confessional says that how is Wendy even defending Karen while Karen last season didn't even want Wendy a part of our friend group? She was trying to ice her something, guys. Um, I'm just paraphrasing what she said. She was kind of trying to ice her out of our friend group. And this season now Wendy wants to defend Karen. Did I know that Wendy Robin says I know Wendy has a new body, but did she buy a new personality? Did she forget that this lady, which is Karen, does not like her?
Well, I possibly feel like maybe Wendy is trying to get some allies, or because she knows that Karen's like the grand dame. So she feels that maybe if I get on her good side, maybe I can, go up a little bit. So it's just probably possibly being like, making allies and stuff with the grand dame. That's what I think.
Yep, I feel like Robin needs to start minding her own business. She needs to start minding her own business. It's just like Giselle doesn't need a bodyguard. Like every time someone is arguing with Giselle, you have Robin literally butting in defending Giselle. And the funny thing, she always gets red. I'm like, Robin, you cannot go toe to toe with Grand Dame. You just can't. The Grand Dame is a wordsmith. And you guys, what I mean by she's a wordsmith, she is quick with it. She knows how to read. And Robin, just let Giselle fight her own battle. Just stop because it's just like you're not gonna get anywhere with it. She needs to start minding her own business and stop trying to create a moment because the Grand Dame said last season, well in the reunion, Robin just needs a moment. She just needs a moment. It's like no one is even checking for Robin. Robin just needs a moment. All right, Lucy, go ahead. You can direct us to the next scene.
Okay. So we are at the scene where Karen is handing out, is it the Rochers? She's handing out the Rochers. Said, Cindy, you wanted to say something?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, so she's inviting everyone to, of course, her house. So she's like, it's using a Ferrara Rocher, the chocolate, as a way to, as a gift for the ladies. Um, so yeah, that's that particular scene. Now I do want to. I really do want to jump into the scene where Wendy and her family. I don't want to miss any particular big scenes, but I did want us to jump into that scene where Wendy and her family, with Wendy and her family, she's with her family.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just kind of talk about Karen inviting all the ladies to, I think it was her gathering at her house or so. So of course she invites all the ladies. We all know who's not gonna come. Of course Giselle's not gonna come. And if Jizzy's not gonna come, Robin's not gonna come. So all the ladies seem pretty excited about coming to um the Grand Dame's house and having kind of, I think it was like a game night or something that they're having. So Candace is gonna come. All the ladies are gonna come. Mia, Wendy, and of course the two Green Eye Bandits are not gonna come. So moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the Wendy's family dynamic. And go ahead, Lucy, lead us on to that.
So yeah, so Wendy and her family, of course, she's inviting her mom. Her sister is over as well. So she's cooking this Nigerian dish. Of course, it looks really good. And her mom is there, and she's just kind of showing her kind of like her new body off to her mom. And this is also a scene where Wendy also tells her mom and basically her family about her new career, and her candy making, candle making business, or like her interior home decorating business, and she calls it Onyinye, which is a pretty name. It's kind of like a gift to the world. That's what she said, and that's the meaning of what Onyinye is, like a gift to the world. So she has a gift to the world. So she's also a little bit apprehensive on what her mom would think from her moving from her teaching career to this particular career. It seems like she wants to switch. She wants to also go into the entrepreneurship side of things. So I think she was a little hesitant to see what her mom was going to say, because in the Nigerian community, it's more so of education, especially with a woman. Like pursuing entrepreneurship is not really um, it's not really a first option, but however, and that's why I felt like Wendy at this point was a little nervous on telling her mom because she was afraid of what she was going to say. But however, what I picked up from the scene was her mom was a little bit enlightened, and she was also supportive of what Wendy, like her new career, right? Although she did say, she was at first like saying, it's your teaching is good and all, a professor is good and all, but then she also supported her as well. So that really brought, like, I was like, oh, this is a very sweet moment because at the end of the day, Wendy can still go back to teaching. She could still do her business on the side. So either way, it's a win-win situation. So another thing that I picked up is, of course, Eddie was there also. He was eating, kind of like minding his own business a little bit. However, I just felt like Eddie was, I don't know if he's in support of the decision. That's what I was getting from his body language. Like he was just like, I have nothing to say. Like, her mind is made up. But then again, it could just be that, he's like, I'm gonna support my wife, whatever decision that she makes, right? So, and then it's also funny that her mom also mentions how she wants to also get her boobs done as well, but then she was kidding because we know she was just, I guess she was just trying to bring light into this whole situation. So, Sin, first of all, what did you think about like Wendy introducing the world, like or her family to her new line of business, entrepreneurship side of her? And also, what did you think about first her mom's response, and then also what did you think about Eddie's? He didn't really say much, but just his body language.
Okay, so my thoughts on Wendy's new career as making candles or venturing off into the candle business. I mean, I feel like that is a good way for her to kind of get into the whole entrepreneur ship. And also I feel like um I don't know, like I just feel like, I'm really happy that she is trying to look into other career options. Sometimes, academia is not for everyone. People get burnt out in academia, especially Wendy being a professor at the John Hopkins University. I'm saying it just like Wendy. But I think maybe she's just burnt out in academia, and maybe she just wants to try something different. Academia will always be there. Real Housewives of Potomac is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So she has to, venture off into that, venture off into the business world. And I also feel like she can always go back to teaching. She can always go back to being a professor. After all of this, she still has her degree. That's going nowhere. Um, but I just feel like I think that that's a decision that Wendy chooses to go into. And how I feel about her mom being happy for her, being proud of her. I was so happy to see the scene because Wendy, I remember last season, Wendy was so apprehensive of telling her mom how she is thinking about, you know, leaving academia. And her mom was so upset with her. She just felt like, you worked so hard. Why would you leave such a great position, being a professor at Johns Hopkins? Why would you leave it? And I think it's the whole thing of Wendy wanting to make her parents proud, wanting to make her mom proud, pretty much um, doing something that is what her mom wants and not what she wants. So it was just really good to kind of see that her mom is like accepting Wendy's, you know, move from academia into entrepreneurship. And I really like, yeah.
Yeah, and also it how it just kind of also gives a more of a brighter look that her mom is, because like in a Nigerian, if you like the community, it's more like how her mom mentioned education this, education that, it's so good that her mom's very open minded, that she kind of sees it and she's like, okay, I'm definitely gonna support my daughter. It's not that she has to be in teaching, being a professor, but it's also good that she's also venturing into other things as well. So it's great that she has a supporting supporting parent by her side, because that, sometimes that's all that you need, is to have a supporting parents who's by her side. So yeah, it was a definitely a good scene, kind of like that bond. But yeah, finish what you were saying, Sen.
Okay, and I would say, so when it comes to Ray, like how he was a little, sorry, not Ray, Eddie. Ray is Karen's husband. When it comes to Eddie, how he was kind of apprehensive or looking, I think that maybe, I don't know, maybe he just feels like, of course, Wendy has worked so hard for her degree. Um, why would she go into, the candle business? So I think, of course, he's going to be apprehensive because she has a position that's already like secure, like a secure payment. And entrepreneurship is tough. Like it is really tough. So he's going to be a little bit apprehensive about that. I mean, I'm just, I don't know how he didn't say anything in the confessional. So I mean, this is just what we're getting from the scene. So yeah.
Yeah. And I just feel like this season, also this episode or this season in general, I feel like Wendy is just going for what she, and I think she also mentioned that she's going for what she that she wasn't that she couldn't do at first, or that she wanted to do. So just like she's going for it, like she's just being comfortable with herself, like trying to try new things as well. And I don't know, that's what I see in her. Like she's just venturing off into doing new things. She just got her her boobs done, and now she's like, venturing into entrepreneurship. So it's just like a new different side of Wendy now. So it's just like it's good to see that side of her, and just that side of women in general. um all right, so let's move on to the next scene. So Karen, so we're just kind of this little short scene. Karen meets Ashley, and just Ashley is of course dealing with the whole postpartum stuff, and she has her little baby in the other room sleeping, and she's of course pregnant and stuff. So she's talking, I believe, with her doctor, or possibly somewhere in the healthcare provider regarding her postpartum. And Karen just wants to send the invitation to her husband, Michael. So at that point, she wants to invite Michael, but I think that Ashley knows that he's probably not going to come acknowledge that invitation. You felt like that, Sin, like that's how that yeah, yeah, she I yeah. Do you feel that way, Sin, about that particular do you feel like he was not going to even come, even if that invitation was extended to him?
Yeah, I just feel like he just does not want to come because all of everything that went on last season of Real Housewives of Potomac. Um, yeah, I just feel like he just did not want to come. He's just not gonna come. It's just best maybe just let Ashley go, and he can just stay at home with baby Dean. Um, so I know like in the scene there was, Ashley last season of Real Housewives of Potomac after she had baby Dean, she was had a conversation about um her postpartum depression. And here in the scene, she talks about her eating her like placenta, which is very normal and it's also very common, especially post birth. And it does have, a lot of like nutritional benefits and stuff, and it does help with postpartum depression. Some people get it in a capsule, get it in a capsule where they can just have it as like a vitamin, or so. So it is absolutely, normal. It's not anything that's new. It's been done before. And it does show benefits of helping with postpartum depression. So yeah.
Nice explanation, Sam. Explanation into that particular scene. I feel like everyone was like placenta, but yeah, nice explanation, Sam, on that. All right. So of course, Karen ends up leaving because the baby starts crying. So she's out of the door. So we're Chris and Candace, of course, gets their invitation from Karen. So this is a particular thing that I do want to mention. I feel like Candace, I think that she's of course revisiting the incident with her and Karen. What happened last season. So she's like revisiting that, and she's like she wants Karen to acknowledge what she did. Like acknowledge her experience and her words, her experience. And I feel like she feels very hurt from all of that, but she still wants to, I feel like at that moment she still wants to attend that house party. And she ends up going to acknowledging that invitation. So at that point I felt like, oh wow, like this could possibly be um you know the branch of something new, like a maybe like them working things out. Because think about it, let's say if someone hurts you in the past, right? Sometimes you, like, if they even send you anything, you will not acknowledge it, nor will you attend. Some people don't attend, right? Like they won't even, they'll just say I'm not going. But she kind of made a big girl move there. She still attended the event. So Sin, what were your thoughts on that? Like what did you think about that?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like how I feel about with Candace, and I know like you gotta be unbiased. I'm really trying to be unbiased of this situation. I think that Karen really has doesn't need to explain anything to Candace. Like I honestly, she doesn't need to explain anything to Candace. Karen held Monique accountable the same way she held Candace accountable. I don't understand all of this, thing that Candace is doing. I definitely think it is for a storyline, but I think she should go to Karen's house because it extend that olive branch, but I don't feel like Karen needs to, beg Candace for friendship.
Okay. Um, do you feel like either or? Do you feel like they could still have work? Do you feel like Candace does want to befriend Karen? Do you feel, because I was feeling that way, that she still wants to be friends. She still wants to befriend her regardless. Because again, why else would you want to even acknowledge the invitation? Like, why else?
Yeah, I mean, I think she definitely still likes Karen. She still sees Karen as her a big sister, mother figure to her. So I think that there's still like, some kind of love there when it comes to Karen. But I don't feel like Karen is almost her 20 years her senior. You know, Karen doesn't need to be crying or, begging her for friendship or so, because at the end of the day, she just needs to have a conversation, one-on-one conversation with Karen when no one is there, not the Green Eyed Bandits, not Dizzy Giselle, Wendy, just her and Karen. Um, having that conversation. And I feel like they both need to come to an understanding and um and I think that leave emotions out of the window, like actually come to an understanding. I think they both need to say sorry to each other because okay, Karen did some, hurt Candace, and Candace also hurt Karen by telling her that she's going to, that Karen should go to, HE double hockey stick. And Karen reported that to HR.
Oh,
So I think that that is also, you know, she's Karen is also hurt too, the same way Candace is hurt. Karen is also hurt as well too. So I think that they just need to apologize to each other and start fresh because guys, we cannot go have this storyline, honestly. As a Potomac viewer, Real Housewives of Potomac viewer, Real Housewives of, like, I love Real Housewives of Potomac, but I am not going to have this back and forth with Candace and Karen, and Candace feeling like Karen did her dirty. I will not. Like, I'm not going to do it. We just need to pack it up, have something fresh, continue with the storyline with Mia and Wendy because I'm not going to be doing that this season.
Okay, that's a great breakdown on that. Oh my goodness. And I like the fact that you mentioned that this we cannot have this continue to be a storyline, and which this definitely could be amended so easily. Like I like the idea that that you mentioned that they should just work this out without anyone being there. Something as simple as that, because I do feel like Candace wants to work, and I also feel like Candace and of course Karen is open to it. So I feel like why not? But I feel like could it possibly be that someone should have sent that olive branch, or someone should come and mediate that conversation between those two, so we could just have it go, so we could just squash this and nip this in the butt, because we don't want this to become another storyline where this could be easily be you know for forgiven and of course thrown in the back, right? Like something that could two people can hash out easily. So I like that you said that. No, like you don't want this to be a narrative. Definitely it shouldn't be a narrative going on this season. um yeah, so we are in Giselle and her kids. Oh my goodness, Giselle's kids are so beautiful. Like they're also smart as well. Like her kids, they look just like Giselle. Like they look just like her. And I like the fact that she's spending time with her daughters. And they're really having that conversation where, I feel like back then we didn't, like a lot of us didn't have with our parents. But she's having that conversation with her kids, right? Like relationships, dating, and it just seems like her kids are, of course, very in tune and with what's going on, especially in society. And of course, it seems like they also know about her relationship with with Jamal, right? Like it's interesting. It seems like they know so much about all of the relationship with their dad, their dating life, because they even mentioned that. So I just feel like they know, and I feel like they're also, and I don't think that I think that what Giselle was what I got from there is that she doesn't want her daughters to also, go through that particular, phase, or, the decisions that she made in her life, especially when it comes to her relationships. And I think that her daughters were kind of, was agreeing as well. Like, yeah, we don't want this type of, relationship as well as we're getting older. Because Giselle mentions that, oh, don't date. She said don't date basketball players and don't date sports players, or, you know. So yes. And what did you think about that scene with her daughter? Like, she's with her daughter. Like, what did you think about that?
I absolutely love this conversation with Giselle and her daughters. God gifted Giselle with very smart, very wise young women because her daughters are so eloquently spoken, and it seems like it's like the other way around. It's like they're giving their mom dating advice.
Advice, right?
I was just like, Giselle, how you gonna let her kids give her dating advice? I'm like, Giselle, you may have to start listening to your kids because they are way beyond their age, very wise, way beyond wise beyond their age. So I was like, wow, like her kids were really giving her dating advice. And I think that her kids definitely know there's no relationship between Giselle and their father. And her kids don't even want Giselle to be with their father.
And I feel like, because I feel like with this new, with this um with the millennials, the Gen Zs, I feel like they're caught up on what's actually going on outside when it comes to dating, right? So I feel like they themselves know, like this is, they feel like she shouldn't be going through this, and they're like you said, they're giving her advice, right? Because I mean, they're so in tune with what's going on the site and all the stuff, of course, they've heard about their father. So it's just like, I feel like they're just saying, mom, like, I feel like you need to also cut this off and, let go and keep it moving. Because they also mentioned that they're also, is it they're traveling as well? So I feel like her kids are like, they're carefree. They want to live their life. And they're just kind of like, mom, like, just move on. That's how, I don't know. That's what I was getting from that's what I was getting from that particular conversation. I love the conversation, but I also felt like they were like, "Mom, move on. Like, we get it."
And Giselle definitely has done a good job, raising her kids, especially being a single mother. And her kids are really smart, very wise, and gives her really good advice. And I feel like Giselle needs to really start taking her kids' advice, her girls' advice, because it seems like they want the best for their mom when it comes to her being in a relationship, but they don't want her mom to be with their father.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Totally agree. All right. So yes, we are moving into the scene where um yeah, so Mia and her husband, of course, this is the episode of the episode. So sort of like the last episode and what's they of course Mia and her husband head over to Karen's house. And so does Wendy and Eddie as well. They're all arriving at Karen's house. And of course Giselle is not coming because she's just not coming. The green is it the Green Eye Bandits? They're not coming because Giselle's not there, and the other one is not there as well. Robin is not there. Um, Now, when I have to say, I do love Wendy's dress. I like that red dress that she has on. I think she looks really nice with it. Yeah, so they arrive and they're just kind of like meeting everyone, all the husbands, and who else? Surprisingly, Michael didn't show up. He didn't show up because when he was asked where Karen asked where Michael was, um, Candace replied and said that he's home with or Ashley replied and said he's home with the kids. So I feel like we knew that he wasn't going to show up, right? He wasn't going to show up to that. He'd rather be home with the kids because he's just not with it. He's just not with it. He's probably thinking something else is going to happen and he's not here for it. But then it would be also a great way for all the men's like to, also have their time as well, talk to each other, get to know one another. I don't know, just like rekindle and rehash things. I yeah, that's that's what I got from that. Yeah, so Sin, what did you think about this scene? Because I feel like so many little details did happen in this scene that we could possibly pinpoint out.
Yeah, so pretty much the Green Eye Bandits were not there because, of course, Jizzy is the commander of the Green Eye Bandits. So if Jizzy's not there, Robin's not going to be there. Or some say Rob. I've heard people call her Rob, Robert. I don't
What?
know. Yeah, I don't know who's revealed. They call her Robert or Rob. Jizzy's not going to be there. Rob is not going to be there. But yeah, of course, Michael's not gonna come. He just doesn't want to be around the ladies. Yeah. So this is I think this is one of the final episodes. So all the ladies who were invited that wanted to come were there. Candace even comes, and it was kind of an awkward exchange between Candace and Karen. You can still kind of tell there's some fragileness when it comes to their relationship. They have not completely healed. That's why they need to have a conversation. They need to have a conversation so they can figure out what exactly where the direction of their friendship is heading. So then they're playing a game, and it's like a couple's game, and it's like who knows each other. Pretty much, um, Mia and G seem to kind of have a good understanding of each other. Also, Wendy and Eddie also have a good understanding of each other. So, of course, they asked Mia, where did she meet G? And they said that they met at a strip club or something like that. So, and they said that Mia was was a bartender, but some people were questioning, oh, Mia was not. She wasn't a bartender. And then Wendy and Eddie met in high school. So all in all, um, Wendy and Eddie were the winners of this game that Karen is at Karen's house. I personally felt like Wendy was really controlling Eddie. What Eddie was saying, what Eddie was, what he was putting in. You can tell who runs that, when it comes to Wendy and Eddie. Um, yeah. So they won because of so they ended up winning. And another question that was interesting was that they were asking the guys who did they find outside their wife, who did they find attractive. And Ray said Katie. You guys know Katie's not there. She's not no longer there. Katie Ross. Katie Ross, ex model, who was a part of Potomac. She's not no longer in the series. And then they then asked G. I think G said Karen. I think somebody else said Giselle. I think it was Chris said Giselle or something like that. And then in Eddie's paper, it looks like he said Mia, but it looks like he erased it. And Wendy was like, "What is that? What is?"
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
after Wendy told him, yeah, she's like, we need to have it looking, we need to have it look, I think looking the same. So I feel like all of their games, which wasn't fair. I feel like she was telling him what to write, like loving. They both had loving, and then also like the last gameplay, who would you choose as I think they both chose no one, not Apple, I believe that's what they both had. It seems like Wendy was telling him kind of like what to write on there, so it didn't seem fair at all because it's a game, right? So everyone else was in tune. All the men were in tune. So it's like, why was Eddie's case different, right? It's like she was telling him everything, basically what to write and what to not do. Yeah. He basically erased it after Wendy told him, she told him something, and he ended up, of course, writing no one on that board after she got him together, and he erased it. He erased it at that moment, and of course, Mia noticed. Did you notice that Mia noticed that? She was like, she noticed that Eddie erased. I think possibly Eddie may had her name on it, and she erased. And then that's what Mia called. She thinks that Wendy is insecure. Yeah, I don't know if you peep how she kind of like looked at her sideways, like what's going on over there. But yeah, she peeped that he erased that, and then she noticed, she thinks that of course, yeah, she's insecure. Wendy is insecure.
Yeah, I did see that. I think Mia also saw that too. I think in her confessional, that's when she was saying that, she feels that Wendy may have a little bit insecurity. And I think that this is going to, like, this dynamic is going to, it's kind of like foreshadowing what is expected, kind of when we see the relationship drift, um, and what they're going to be talking about later on in the season when it comes to the relationship between Wendy and Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know, it just seems like Eddie doesn't say much. Like he's very like just like he's just very quiet. Like I feel like Wendy is the she's like the boss. Not that I'm saying that he's not the boss, but she's more like that like he she's she's leading, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just what I think. I don't really. He's just so cool, calm, and just collective.
Yeah, I think she's definitely the lead in the relationship. Um, and he is just, I'm not saying that, of course, he's a man and stuff, but you can definitely tell she's the lead in the relationship. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the final scene, and that's when all the girls are gathering up. It's Ponderosa time. Not really, but they're all gathered up in Karen's living room. They're kind of talking, and I guess somehow Candace brought up about somebody dying, or there was some situation that happened. Karen pretty much says that she doesn't like Giselle because what Giselle said about Ray, and pretty much what she says that Giselle wished that, I'm not going to say, you guys know the D word on Ray. And that ever since then, she just does not like, she started looking at Jizzy sideways. Um, And then I think that's when, and okay, Lucy, you can go ahead and take it over. I think Wendy confronts Mia. Sorry, Mia said something like, "Oh, ever since that's not something nice to say. You shouldn't say that about somebody. You shouldn't wish D on somebody." And I think Wendy peeped what Mia said and said, "Okay, weren't you the one that was saying that Jizzy had a good heart?"
Yes, 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 yes. Or of a good character, and I also that Mia asked for Giselle's number as well. So it just seems like that point. That's where the little um how would I say that come between Giselle and, I'm sorry, Wendy and Mia. It's like they're going toe to toe. Yeah, but it seems like the Karen that they're defending, Karen doesn't really say much either. She's like, she's not even in tune with what they're even saying. Like whether or not who's defending who. I feel like she doesn't. I feel like Karen doesn't understand why Wendy is like trying to ride, trying to defend her. I thought that's possibly what's going on in her head. Like, why is it that Wendy's trying to defend me so much, right? Regardless of whether or not her and Mia are friends. So it's just like, what is going on? Why is Wendy so tense on going at it with Mia? Like, what could it be, guys? Like, what could it be? Could it be the narrative of what everyone's been saying? Like, what do you guys think it is? Like, why is it that she's so tense on working Mia up? And of course, Mia is not here for it. She's not here for it. I don't think so. I feel like they're definitely, as the season comes, there's going to be more of this between Wendy and Mia. I think they're definitely going to continue to go head and head. And like Mia says, she says, if you want to pop off with me, I'll be happy to get you adjusted. So it's going to be a show this season. I can already see it.
Yeah, and the last Okay, in the last scene, we also get sorry, yeah, in the last scene we also get Mia is putting her hand, well, Wendy tells Mia, well, we're trying to, I forgot what exactly she said, but she's, doing her hand movement, right? And when Mia starts doing her hand movement, Wendy says, now what you're not going to do is put your hand in my face. And Mia said, okay, well, I'm still doing it. What are you going to do? And that's when the episode ends. Guys, this was a good episode.
It was definitely a good episode. I find, because remember how I said the first episode was just like, it's always like the blah, and then the second episode is, this was a little interesting to be that second episode. It was a little juicy.
Right, right. Now, we're going to open the line. If you want to give some of your uh, comments or anything about what you thought about the episode so far? This whole dynamic with Wendy and Mia, is all of this even warranted? Because me myself, I'm even confused. Like, what exactly is going on? I'm even confused. There's something that we didn't like. Was there like a behind the scenes event that was not previewed to us? What does Mia and Wendy even know each other? Like, what is all of this? Because this cannot just be started from just being on the show. And I know that Wendy was tweeting some things about Mia and all this stuff. I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna have to wait until the episode, until the season progress.
Yeah, I agree, Sin. I definitely agree. I feel like there's more to it than what they're giving us. So, because why is Wendy so pressed? Why is Wendy so pressed? And if you guys, if you guys want to also contribute, please do come on the live, please. And yeah, and share us your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Like, right, put down on a comment. The biggest take of all of this, I think, with this episode is the um we kind of see the dynamic between Wendy and Mia. So what do you guys think that's all about? Why is Wendy so pressed with Mia? What do you guys think about that? What else do you guys think about Giselle? Sorry, Mia defending Giselle. I mean, what do you think about that? What did you guys think? If you want to call in, the phone line is also open. Call in as well. Let us know what you think. Did you like this episode? How was this episode for you? I think this episode is warranting us. It's going to be opening a lot of can of worms. And it's going to seem very interesting, especially with Wendy and Mia. I can already tell. And no one is going to be backing up. Once it hits, it hits. Yeah, but
Do
so
you
far this has
feel
been.
like do you feel like Wendy thinks that you know uh, Mia should stuck up to her?
Hmm, that's a good question. I don't think so. I would say maybe more so of like friends. Oh, Miss Drea. Oh, Miss Drea is on.
Hey, Miss Gia. Hey, hey. Oh, I think she. Um,
Miss Drea, come back. If you are, come back again. Sorry about that. I don't know if you were. Yeah, call back again, Miss Drea. Call back again. Okay, I think she's okay. Hi, Drea. Hi, Miss Drea.
Hey y'all, sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button. Soon as I heard her say Miss Tria, I pushed stop, but girl, it's everything just left. How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you? How are you? How are you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm good. I'm not too loud, am I? I be talking loud,
Oh no,
conscious.
you're perfect. The sound is
Oh,
perfect.
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was enjoying watching y'all, and I said, "Oh, she gonna let us call in," so I decided to call on in.
Yes, 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 yes. And I am so glad you're here because we want to hear like your perspective and all this because we know you always have it, the comment section blowing. You always have the reads to everything. So it's like, what did you think? Like, okay, so Sid, first and foremost, do you have any questions that you wanted to like a particular question that you wanted to like bring up?
No, nothing in particular. We could just go with the flow. I had some stuff, and I said I need to write down all my points, and I didn't write them down, so I know I'll probably forget. But we can wing
Okay.
it.
So let me first and foremost, let's talk about Wendy. Let's okay. I think this is the question. This is kind of like what we wanted to really get down to. What do you think about Wendy like going after Mia? Like, what did you think that's all about?
To me, I'm gonna say this because I'm not a big fan of Wendy just from last season how she acted. But I think with all of the backlash that she got, she tried to come in this season a little different. I just think she did it wrong because
Hmm.
she was right. Like I was kind of peeping it out. Mia was being a little messy because she they were sitting at the table, and then she said, "Well, I'm a good cut judge of character, and I like Giselle, and I get it, but." It almost kind of felt like you was trying to be shady with Karen. So Karen, brushed it off. She didn't make a big deal out of it, which she
She
shouldn't have.
did. Yeah.
And then after Karen, now it was a little ridiculous for Karen to say her kids were young and they was 19 and 27 and saying that Giselle wished death on her husband and all that. But even after all of that, when Mia asked Giselle and Robin for their phone numbers, okay, and then fast forward when they get to the dinner when Wendy confronted Mia, I feel like she probably shouldn't have confronted her that way because you were Mia last year, just jumping
Mm.
on taking sides and then didn't know the whole truth. But like Wendy said, well, Mia was like, well, that was before I knew that she wished death on her husband. No, you might have said that before then, but afterwards you still asked for their phone number, and then you sitting here with Karen and Wendy, you throwing shade at Robin and Giselle. So which one is it? I hope I didn't confuse y'all.
Right. No, 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 no. I know Sid mentioned that like a while back in regards as far as like the point that you just made. Like Wendy, she was like that last season. She was, she was also taking sides. So it's like why now that you feel like, no one else should take sides, right? Because you were in her boat. Kind of like last year as well.
Mhm.
Like last episode, she was last season she was like in Mia's shoes. So what's the press up now? Why do you feel like you need to come after her?
Right.
So
I don't I wouldn't say that I think it's jealousy. Well, I mean well no, because Wendy is a pretty girl too. So I wouldn't say jealousy or anything like
with
that.
yeah, she's well accomplished, very well, and so is Mia. Mia's also well accomplished. So go ahead, go. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Probably just, to make sure that the ratings stay there, but I definitely feel like she should have talked to Mia, but I just think that her approach was wrong. And like you said, because she was Mia last year, she just need to kind of dial it back a little bit and say, well, I kind of get what you're saying. I wanted to be cool with Giselle and them last year, but I feel like Wendy needs to acknowledge that she did the same thing last year that Mia is doing now. So that's why I feel like she should give Mia a little bit more grace and kind of talk to her, probably not on the side because then we're going to miss the drama, but approach her in a better way.
Right, the delivery. But I also feel like the reason why Wendy didn't go, because Wendy probably didn't doesn't understand the part she played last season, right? She doesn't understand that she was once like as a odd like as us looking into it, she doesn't understand that she herself doesn't understand that she was once in Mia's shoes. I don't
Oh,
think
I think she definitely understands it, but she's not gonna call herself out on it because
call
then she
herself.
gonna have to admit it. Yeah, I think she knows because that's why she was so quick to jump to Karen's defense all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
though Robin, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine.
Oh,
Go ahead. I was
yeah,
gonna
you're
switch
fine.
it
Go
to
ahead.
Karen. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, even though Robin was wrong, because to me that did feel like a gang up when they were trying to gang up on Karen when Karen and Giselle was going back and forth, and then 2 Cent Robin wanted to chime in, and that didn't have nothing to do with you. And that was when Wendy made the comment to Robin and said, I don't think we need to gang up. And that's when they cut to Robin's confessional talking about whatever happened last year. So she was like upset that Wendy spoke up on Karen's behalf, but you inserted yourself in that. So I do feel like, Wendy speaking up for Karen, it did seem a little odd for Robin and Giselle, but they also should respect the fact that that's exactly what y'all were doing. Y'all were ganging up on Karen.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what you're saying, what you said, Miss Gia. I feel okay in regards to the Wendy and Mia situation. I think that Wendy reminds me of someone who you can tell she definitely watches the show, definitely watches how, movement of the show, like I guess like a Real Housewives. I'm gonna say like a Real Housewives, quote unquote fan of the show. So she saw that she didn't get a good um, press look last season for when she jumped up, when she didn't even give Monique a chance. So this season is definitely a way for her to redeem herself to the audience. And by doing that, is her jumping on Mia, calling Mia out of what Mia is doing. So I just think that this whole season is just like redeeming herself, but it just doesn't feel authentic. Like it doesn't feel you can. It's like you're watching, but you can tell that this is what she's doing. It's like there's a way where people can do something, and you can't tell that this is what they're trying to do. But in Wendy's case, you can tell what she's doing.
Oh yeah, now that you say that, that definitely makes a whole lot of sense. I see it from that side too. Like you said, they gave Monique came in was new. She was the Mia last year. However, she immediately jumped sides and didn't want to give Monique a chance because of what the Green Eyed Bandits were saying. Because you wanted to be with the cool kids, and then now you have Mia coming in, and you trying to do her like everybody did Monique last season, and you still kind of knew like everything hadn't been forgotten what you did last season. When we know what you did last season, so I agree with that.
Exactly. It's like we all know what you did. It just doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel too authentic. But all in all, I don't think that Wendy is jealous of Mia. I just think that she's looking for somebody to feud with, someone to have a storyline with, and also just somebody to, I guess kind of in a way like haze into the group, or or I think she's just trying to check Mia, like letting Mia know, like, listen, I can check you. I'm also one of the bosses here. Like I can check you. Like I feel like it's a respect. She wants Mia to respect her.
Yeah, sometimes and I get that, but like, girl, you still a newbie. Like nobody has to just show up and just give you respect because now, thankfully, I think y'all mentioned earlier she hadn't brought up anything about the degrees yet. So let's keep our fingers crossed because she degreed us to death last season.
She should. Yes, everything. I have 4 degrees. You people like you to actually calls me Dr. Wendy. Good thing she has not brought that up. I was like, oh my gosh. I just feel like this season is just her redemption season.
Yeah, because she was being pretty condescending when she was talking to Mia, and that's what made Mia not receive her so well because it's the way it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
And I think that she, in a way, she talks to her coworkers like they're her students. Like
Hmm.
she tries to talk to me like, oh, she tries to talk to me like she's one of her students. It's like you and me are almost the same age. Like you cannot talk to this woman like she's one of your kids, not kids, but like one of your students. And that's when Mia was like, well, what are you going to do? Like I'm putting my hands in your face. What are you going to do? But
Yep, and she shut it down then because it was gonna turn into let me go back down because my neighbor's cutting the yard.
oh,
Um, you so right because when she was like, my hand is in your face and what are you gonna do about it? I said, ooh, we don't need another repeat of this.
right.
And you see how Ashley just had that little look. She knew not to say nothing.
Right, and Candace and Ashley were just eating their popcorn. They're like, "Ooh, I'm so glad I'm not in this drama. Let somebody else be in this drama." They were eating it up.
Yes, that was too funny to me.
That was
So.
I think I would be like Candace and Ashley, like, oh Lord, for the first time. Ashley is like, I know I'm messy, but I'm glad I'm not in this drama.
Those seem too much.
Yeah.
And and then oh, I just lost my train of thought. My train of thought. Gosh, I forgot what I was fixing to say. We can go ahead, it'll come to me.
Okay, okay. I think that's okay. So another question that we had is that oh, okay. So is there anything wrong with I think you probably kind of answered that earlier. Is there anything wrong with Mia wanting to try to get to know Robin and Giselle? What is so wrong about that?
No, I don't think nothing wrong with it. I think, I mean, because she's a part of the cast, so she can't just shoot with Karen. She do have to kind of finagle her way around. What now? I mean, I'm not promoting for nobody to be set up, but what I would like is for like Mia get to know them, and she gets some of their tea, get some of because that's a ploy. Maybe Karen is like, no, get to know them and see what information they can give you, and then she can probably use it in her back pocket, not even just for Karen, but for Mia herself, because she look like she can be a little messy too. So she might be wanting to befriend them to see what kind of tea she can get, so she can expose them again at the reunion.
Yes, that's actually a plot twist. I like that. Yeah, that can be right. Like Karen is, hey, just get to know them, see what they share with you. Yeah, I think so too. Um, Giselle. Okay, and the last question is, how do you feel about Candace? I feel like Candace and Karen, their little kind of dynamic now. Like, how do you feel about them?
Well, with all the press that they've been doing since the show, with promoting the show, I haven't really heard Candace or Karen say much about each other. So I think we probably gonna have to watch. I think they probably in a better place now. Um, but like with the season, the way it started, I'm not a fan of Candace, but I give her props. At least she came to the party. And to me, that makes me believe that Candace came to the party. Right. I mean, not to switch the subject, I'm gonna get back to Candace, but I think Robin didn't come to the party because Giselle didn't come to the party. Giselle didn't come to the party because she ain't got no man. And then Robin didn't come to the party because Giselle didn't come to the party, and because one, from the looks of it, one really don't like her, and so he didn't probably want to go. So that's probably why she didn't go, because her excuse was one had something to do, but your real excuse is one had something to do, and Giselle wasn't gonna be there. But I think Candace, the dynamic with Candace and Karen, I think they should be able to move forward past it, because really Candace was acting like a baby. Like, you can't get mad because Karen wanted to stay neutral. She tried to support you and she tried to support Monique, and you only wanted her to support Candace. Like, it don't work like that.
Right. It's like it just does not work like that. I do too. I feel like they can definitely move forward. By the look, I was kind of happy. I was like glad that Candace did try to move forward with Karen, because I feel like there's something that Giselle is planting, and she was saying
Hmm.
that if Karen does not apologize to me, I don't want to be around her. So that's a QQ, and I have my finger though QQ. Let's try to figure a way how we can ice Karen.
Karen out. Yep. Because if you notice, those words were almost verbatim to what she said about Monique last year. They wanted her off that show so bad. Um, every time somebody was having something, is Monique gonna be there? I don't want to be around her ever. And that's the same thing she said about Karen. Karen didn't physically attack you, but you verbally attacked her, and she verbally attacked you back. So you mad at her because she asked you, was Jamal coming at the reunion? Like, it's not even that serious. She asked you, was the man coming, and she told us that he lived in your phone.
That's
Why
the
are
only,
you
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so why are you so, you can't be around her? You trying to ice her out.
That's the only crime Karen committed was asking Giselle, is Jamal coming? That's it. That's all she did. And she
That's
said,
all,
that I thought so. Or something that she
that's all she did. So, but you don't want to be around her. You feel like she owe you an apology. But you went out of your way and went bought you some little pressed on letters and made you a T-shirt about Ray not paying his taxes.
right.
You talking about how Karen say the man ding dong don't work. Meanwhile, like she said, your ding dong and everybody else except you. And then Giselle has the nerve enough to say, at least it worked. Well, you might as well say it don't work because it don't work for you.
Right.
So y'all in the same boat pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's just, and it's like you cannot ice out Karen. Come on, Giselle. I feel
Right.
like because she thought, oh, Robin's not gonna come, Candace is probably not even gonna come because she's not in a good place with Karen. The only people that Karen's gonna be shooting with, and that's why Robin's upset with Wendy because Wendy is siding with Karen. She felt this is a season to ice out. Let's ice out Karen. You can't ice out, like Bravo's not gonna allow you to even ice out the Grand Dame.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know where I heard it, but last season, I think it was said that if the cast members don't come to an event, they're not gonna film it. More than likely, it won't be filmed. So Robin and Giselle are trying to not go to stuff, thinking that by them not going, it won't be filmed. Because if you notice, so last year when Karen was having her lunch for the week,
Mhm.
and Monique came to the pre-show, and Candace and everybody was trying to say that Karen was trying to set Candace up so she can come early so that she can run into Monique. But anyways, they were trying to not go to that because they didn't want it to be filmed. And I think it was said that Karen played it to where Monique would be there earlier so that way that the girls could come because she wanted her, she trying to get promote her business. And if they
Mhm.
don't show it on the show, it's not gonna get a lot of publicity. So I think that that's what they were doing. Giselle is very jealous hearted. She's very jealous hearted. You can just see it. Because the
Right.
moment she asked Monique, oh, so you don't have a home, you were being shady when you said that. Oh, so you don't have a home? And when Monique shut her down with the 4 homes, she wasn't able to let it go. She's very jealous hearted. You wanted to come for her, and she made you look stupid on national television. You haven't liked her ever since. And then now you trying to go back at it with Karen because it's just pointless. You want to be the main one on the show, and you can't be the main one on the show, Giselle. We like you being there because we have somebody to read for Phil. But other than that, you don't bring nothing to the table. You're not married. You don't have no businesses. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's I feel like Giselle, I feel like Karen knows how to I would say troll. I feel like she knows how to troll, but like in a very, very classy, in a very classy way. She knows how to troll.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll say this. Well, the Sing Sing. Do y'all know what the Sing Sing coming was? I kind of dropped out a little while ago because I don't know what was going on with my phone. I don't know if y'all touched on it or not. When Karen said the Sing Sing made the Sing Sing come in,
I know that it's like a gel, but I had to go actually look. I had to look it up because I think it's like a gel or something. But I wasn't too sure like where's all that coming from.
let me give you the tea. So Sing Sing, yeah, it was a jail, I think in New York or something, but that's not what Karen meant. I think Karen trying to backpedal because she don't want to get dragged. A long time ago, right before, I think it was before Giselle and Jamal got married. It might have been right before or during or sometime during their marriage. Jamal allegedly Jamal basically emotionally tore Giselle down. He kept cheating. He had all these kids, and she was allegedly um, admitted to a psychic hospital,
Oh,
not psychic, but crazy, a
mhm.
ward.
Yeah.
So I don't think the name of the psychic ward was Sing Sing, but that's what Karen meant by Sing Sing. But then I think she had to dial it back because nowadays with the council culture and everybody act like everything is so bad nowadays. I think Karen is afraid to say that now publicly and to I think she spoke too soon. And after she said it, she probably was like, "Let me hush."
Oh, so Karen knows a lot. As the way that Giselle's saying, yeah, she knows quite a few things about Karen. Karen also knows a lot about. They know a lot about each other.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah, they
they're.
know a lot of. Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say like they know a lot about each other. Their friendship goes 20. I think they're like frenemies like frenemies because they're saying that I think Karen reveals that her and Giselle are also going to be in a better place this season. So I think that what they're doing is like they're like frenemies, but you can tell that they still have like a relationship, you know. But I feel like Karen was saying that her and Giselle are going to be in a better place this season, but she's going to keep one eye open when it comes to Giselle.
Well, Karen kind of tries to not give away the season,
Mhm.
but I, have y'all seen Karen on Wendy Williams?
I didn't watch that interview.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, you might want to go watch that. I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched like a part of it, and baby Karen was reading Giselle for filth. So I don't think that they're in a good place. And I think I've even seen something with Giselle where she's mentioned something where they're not in a good place. So as of right now in present day, Giselle and Karen are not on the same page, and Mia and Wendy are not on the same page. Cause I be on Instagram, so I be seeing all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah, I think one of the interviews I was watching, that was like the initial interview before the season started, the episode started. She was talking, I think it was like E News or something. She said that, you just have to watch the season. Her and Giselle, they've gotten in a better place. But I guess after I need to watch that Wendy Williams interview because now now it looks like they may not be in a good place. So,
Yeah, and I think sometimes what happens is like when they're shooting or during the end of the season, they may be at a cordial place. But what happens is whenever the show starts to air, is when they get to see the confessionals and they get to see how the people really feel, or how their castmates really feel about them. So it kind of helped them put two and two together. Oh, you said this, but then you went in your confessionals and you said this. So it kind of brings back those emotions, and then they lash out at each other, and then you have the fans that add more fuel to the fire, and then by the time the reunion come, boom, Fourth of July. So,
right, right. And we're just going this is going to be a hot reunion this season It's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
a hot reunion. And I think that Robin, while she is in Giselle's, well, she's, part of Giselle's, if they are trying to ice Karen now, she may need to watch out because by the way this season is looking, she may not be able to come back season 7.
You're right because if you ask me, I believe that if Monique would have came back this season, Robin probably wouldn't have. They probably wouldn't have asked her back because you're not adding nothing to the show. And I've actually heard that before. I don't know if how accurate it was. Um, of course, I don't want to bring another channel, say another channel's name on your page, but that other channel. So like I used to get some good tea from over there, so from over there too. But I think that if Monique would have came back, Robin wouldn't have been there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and Mia's giving us good TV right now. Robin's giving us nothing, nothing.
Yeah,
Um,
yep. And like her story, her tagline. What it said, I might keep you waiting, but I'm worth the girl. We've been waiting 6 seasons. You ain't brought it yet. So I don't know how much longer you want us to wait, but even one is tired of waiting.
yeah,
This
uh-huh.
man having to force you out the bed every day. Your kids are not even little, so they know how to get up, get themselves dressed. They know how to get. So what are you depressed about, girl?
Guess you're saying this opinion, but it's like Robin, you have to give us more if you're gonna come, with this season because even people at fun at before it was all fun and the green eyed bandits. Oh, we're the green eyed bandits. Now I think it's just like people are just actually becoming annoyed.
Yeah.
And it's just like if Robin's not there, we're not
Yep.
like
It's
who cares?
because it's if we see a scene that have Giselle without Robin, we don't miss Robin. Like we notice, it's nothing. You don't think nothing. But when you see Robin, it's like to me, I'm already anticipating Giselle gonna come in at some point, or she gonna come up, or it's because it's like Robin by herself is just boring. So this is definitely gonna probably be her last season because Robin is not. I mean, one is not finna marry her, and word on the curb. I don't know how true this is. I don't know any housewives, but they saying that he has an actual real girlfriend.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was like, I know it was like when they went out to eat and stuff. When he says, "Oh, I haven't. It's been a while since I've sat down, and ate. Since the pandemic." I'm like, what about date night? You guys not having date nights together? Like, I was like, I don't know. That was something I noted when I was like, watching. I was like, okay.
Girl, the last time they went on a date was probably that time that
She
Robin walked in there with that synthetic dry wig. That wig was dry as a powder house. When she went in there and they played like they were uh role playing at that restaurant last season, that was
Yeah,
probably that
yeah,
was probably the last time they been on a date.
date night. Yeah. Well, overall, what would you give this episode?
I would probably give the episode a good 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
what
good.
what did you guys okay, so another thing I wanted to me and Sim was kind of discussing was the kind of like the dynamic first of all, kind of like when Wendy was telling her family about her new entrepreneurship into making candles and stuff, and you kind of like see Eddie's. I feel like I don't know. I want to. What did you think about Eddie's body language? Like, what did you think of? Do you think that Eddie was in support of her entrepreneurship, or do you feel like he just doesn't want to say anything? Or he's just like, I'm gonna support my wife on whatever she does. Because I don't know, I was just reading his body language. I just noticed that he didn't say too much. His body language
I'm
didn't say.
glad you brought that up. Yeah, I noticed that too. I said, I don't think he's feeling it. In To me, in my head, I mean, what I was saying to myself, said in his head, he probably saying, "This is not gonna work." I don't think he's too supportive of it. From all the rumors going on with supposedly really they really don't have money like that. He probably thinking like, "Girl, you need to keep your job."
But not to say that Wendy is not keeping her job, but I think it's more to say more so of hopefully she's not quitting her teaching profession or her as a professor. Hopefully this is something she's doing on the side, right? Because you can have business on the side as well, and and still be a professor on the side. Either way, it could be a part-time thing, either the entrepreneur. Now, building a business, we all know that takes hard work, nice, sweat and hard work, and nice endless sleeps and stuff. So I don't know how she's going to adjust to that, and also teaching. So hopefully this is something she's going to do on part-time, and also teach on a part-time. Hopefully she's not, quitting her teaching profession.
I can't specifically remember if she was saying she wanted to do it on the side, but I do know for 100% fact. You remember even last season, and she kind of touched on it, I think, on the last episode with her mom that she really don't like teaching no more. And so her mama don't want her to get out of the profession because she was saying that she was afraid to let her mom down because she last season it was she want to go from teaching to just being a political commentator because she be on CNN and all of that stuff. And then now this season, all of a sudden you want to have a essential. Oh, y'all can't see my fingers. Essential candle line. Hint, hint. Monique's essential body oils. But anyways, and it's room for everybody. More than Popeye sell chicken, so I get it. But it's just I don't think that Eddie thinks she's real serious about it. I don't think he is confident that she gonna stick to it. I think she probably just trying to throw it in for her storyline, like sometimes because even with Robin and her hats, if you I googled her website. I went to her website during off season, and majority everything on there was like sold out. And then it'll say like they had one or two things, but they're selling out. You packing these from your house, so it's not like you have millions. They sell out, and then within a couple of weeks they restock. No, you only bringing this back whenever the show is going on. They don't be serious about this stuff. Now, Robin, I mean, Miss Karen, she still have Ladom and she still have her hair, her wig line, I think. And Mia, she do her own entrepreneurial stuff, and then Candace does her stuff, and Ashley, she always been a stay at home mom, pretty much. So Karen and Giselle, y'all not bringing nothing to the table.
Right. And I also feel as if
Oh, I totally
it
switched the subject, didn't I? I'm sorry.
oh no, no, no. I mean, no, we're like this is still into again, this is just a free session. We could talk about anything. Now I also feel that because I know Wendy mentioned that if she needs to, I guess like when she was saying it, she felt like Eddie needs to be on board as well. So that does kind of go hand in hand with what you were saying, like he's not supportive because he probably knows that she's probably not going to go through it, or he probably just knows this is just a storyline for her. Either way, it does kind of like connect because she does mention that she needs Eddie to be on board as well. So he's probably
Right.
not, yeah, he's probably not into this whole line of business for her. Because again, like you said, based on the rumors out there, the allegations, um, yeah. So maybe just for them to like slow down and not to venture into something if they don't really have the funds. So
Right. Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's either that or he just really don't like the mom, and he just wasn't interested in conversing with them because the mama and the sister, to me, they seem well. The mom seems like she's putting it on thick for the cameras. She had it on about as thick as that makeup she had on. It was real thick, and I because it was like even the way she said she wanted to get her boobs done. and I want y'all to pay for it. To me, that just seems so inauthentic. Like I don't know, like she was showing out or something. It just didn't seem like a real conversation to me. So I think Eddie probably just not really feeling the mom, and he probably feels some type of way because they only have her family. His family don't fool with him because of whatever. I guess they didn't like Wendy, so he don't have his family. He only have her family. And he probably like, I'm tired of these. I had
The
to
mom
catch
was a
myself.
little funny. She said, and you guys will pay for them. They were like, what? But I feel like she was just trying to make fun, I guess, make fun of the situation at that point. But again, she was just saying, so I just felt
Yeah.
like it was just her just trying to, like, chill out the conversation. I guess chill out the conversation. But again, her mom does seem supportive of just like, her going into this line of business. She does seem supportive. Although
Hmm.
she mentions that, her profession is still good. However, she's definitely in full support of her, this business that she's trying to go into. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah. No, go
Oh yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead. Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, you're right, because last season her Wendy's whole thing was she was afraid that her mom would not be supportive, and then the mom was like, "Well, I will still support you in whatever you do," but Wendy was making it a big deal as if her mama want her to, keep working at the John Hopkins, and the sister I think is a doctor or something like that. So it's like she wants them to be on a certain pedestal. And when she made the comments, it was kind of funny, but it just did. I don't know. It just I don't know. But
I
I
yeah.
go ahead.
I was saying that I kind of did feel like what you were saying, Miss Drea. Like it did, like watching it, it didn't seem like just like an organic conversation. It looked like something they did probably, talk about a little bit before coming to film.
Hmm.
I did feel that. I did definitely feel that it was a little, uh, like it was kind of awkward in a way, like just the whole.
Yeah.
I felt that, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
let's see. If there was anything else. Oh, and then okay, and the last thing, I'll let you go. I ain't gonna talk y'all ear off, but I will, but I'm not. When Karen came over and Dean like to been had a nervous breakdown. He was looking at her like, who is this lady? Like, why is Cruella here and where's the puppies?
Yeah.
He was not. He had what is it called? I don't want to call it stranger anxiety. I
Stranger
forgot. I used to
danger.
work in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stranger danger, but it's a term that's used. I worked in childcare for so long, and I forget. Separation is no, not separation, because that's when you're separating from the parent. But when they see new faces, I just can't think of the term that is used for in development. But yeah, he was not feeling that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Dean, he's like so cute. And then Karen,
He
she just is like, you could tell Karen's gonna be like one of those like grandmas.
is. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, like take the kids, like
Yep, she said, "Oh, well, let me go." And she walked right on out that door.
yeah, yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, he's so cute though. Like he's
He is.
cute. Yeah.
I like Dean. He is so cute. I mean, for him to look just like Michael, but he is so cute to me. Oh my gosh, he's so
Yeah, he is. I remember the first season, the first episode. Ashley said, "Dean, come here," and he said, "Okay."
cute.
I thought it was a cute. That scene was cute. Yeah,
Mhm.
that scene was funny. I like little scenes like that. It doesn't always have to be about drama. Like I like when they interact with their kids, and we saw Giselle's kids. I always love when they have the family aspect into it.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's what it's all about. Well, I think, yeah. Yeah, it's been such a good conversation so far, and I'm really enjoying. I'm really excited about next week. I guess some of the take home point is, is Wendy jealous of Mia, and also is Giselle really trying to, are she really trying to ice the Grand Dame out? Um, and yeah, I think that's just like the biggest takeaway message is Wendy and Mia and Giselle. What is her exact issue with Karen? Is she trying to go ahead and concoct this plan to ice out the Grand Dame? And will Candace and Karen ever get into a good place? Yes. Well,
Mm.
yeah. Well, thank you so much, Miss Drea, for coming in, joining us, talking all things Potomac. It's been so fun, like listening to your input and your outtake on this episode. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, and thank y'all for having me on. I enjoyed talking to y'all too and listening to the commentary. So I'll be in the comments until y'all end, and be in the comments next time y'all come back.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You
All
too.
right.
Bye.
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 All right. Well, we just want to say thank you, everyone who came and tuned in for this episode of Real Housewives of Potomac not reunion, but review. Um, Episode 2. It's been such a pleasure. I love talk. We love, Real Housewives of Potomac. Um, let us know what your thoughts about this episode is, and also how do you feel about, the Mia and Wendy's dynamic, and also Giselle trying to kind of ice out Karen. Um, and will Karen and Candace ever get into a good place? But let us know what your thoughts are on that. And also, we really appreciate for those, who tuned in, comment. We really appreciate that. Also, all of our unicorns, that's our little name. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Miss Drea. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we just want to say we love you all for all your support. We appreciate it. Um, and yeah, we just love the love that you guys are giving us. And yeah, any last minute thoughts, Lucy?
No. Thank you guys. Supporters, our unicorns. Make sure you put your unicorns up in the chat. Thank you so much for your love and support. We always have to thank you all again. Without you all, it's nothing. It's not possible. So thank you so much, and shout out to Miss Drea for coming on the live. And of course, we always appreciate your commentary. And also, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Yeah, so we're just gonna end it here until next time. We will see you guys again. So yeah, thank you all so much, and happy Tuesday. All right. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings.
Blessings.
Put your unicorns in the chat.
Bye, you guys.